Well, good afternoon, everybody. Today I'm going to make something with shrimp. I know some people don't know that I don't eat seafood, but I found this recipe in one of the old 1991 church books in here. So I thought I would make it. It's a golden shrimp casserole, and I had raw shrimp, so I had to cook it because it has to be cooked, and then I have to slice it here a little bit, chop her up. I hope everybody's fine. We sure went from good weather to cold weather. I started planting some of my flowers, and some of my flowers, my vegetables I planted in pots this year because we don't have a garden. And I know I gotta hide them under trees until this weather starts breaking a little bit, so it's nice out. So I took the shrimp, the cooked shrimp, and I sliced it right here. So I'm gonna put it in my bowl. Go. And I had taken, it asked for a casserole, a 2-quart casserole, which I do not have. I only have a 1.5 and a 3.5. So I've done it in an 8x8 pan, which is grease. So I sprayed that. So then I'm going to put in the mushrooms, and it calls for, you have to drain your mushrooms, and they have to be sliced. I have pieces of mushroom, so I'm going to just stick them in there. Okay. Oops, my garbage's over there. And I'm going to stir this up just a little bit. So we got 2 things in here that I don't eat. So this ought to be a really good meal. What?
No.
Bus?
Bus went by.
Oh, she's probably staying later.
Finn, and that's the only one.
Okay. And so I have to take the bread, and it asks for day-old bread, 6 to 8 slices. And what they want me to do is, let's see, we'll get this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have to take the crust off from this, it says, and then I have to butter it. So let me get the crust off. Okay. Do that. And we'll do this. Okay, now it says I have to butter this. So, get my butter out. And I don't have a knife here. These are clean. Okay, so now I'm going to butter these. I think my butter is soft. I don't know if anybody's ever made this before, so I'm hoping I'm doing what they tell me, so I've never done it before. I don't make anything with seafood. But somebody had seen this, gave me some seafood, and so here I am. It does not say I have to butter both sides. It just says butter, so I'm just buttering one side of it. Let's see. Okay, half of the breadcrumbs and half of the cheese. So I'm going to take this 3 and I'm going to cube it now, it says. Doesn't say how big, so I'll just cube this. Okay, so that's half of it. So we're going to stick that in there. And the other half I'm going to use later, it says. And then I'm going to take half of the cheese. So I've got sharp cheddar cheese. And it calls for sharp cheddar cheese. It calls for half a pound. So, cheese in there. Okay, mix that up. I don't know if you can see this, what I'm doing here. Mixing this up. Okay. And then what does it say? Half the cheese, okay. Top the, let's see. And then I have to put this all in the casserole. So here we go. To me it looks awful dry. Just call for eggs, but didn't say to put them in there yet. Let's see what we got here. One shrimp, mushrooms, and half the breads in the casserole, top with the remaining cheese and breadcrumbs. So I have to take the remaining cheese and breadcrumbs and put that on top. So we'll cut the other three. Put that on top. And then the rest of the cheese on top. Spread that around. Okay. So far, that's what it looks like. And let's see what else I have to do here. Top remaining cheese and breadcrumbs. Blend the eggs and the seasoning together. So I'll use this. It calls for 3 eggs. Two. 3 eggs. The seasoning is, let's see, salt, dash of salt. Okay. Top of my breadcrumbs, run the seasonings together. So that was salt, dry mustard, which I didn't know what dry mustard was. So I called a friend of mine and said, "Do you have any dry mustard? I only need a little bit." He says, "Go to your refrigerator, take the mustard out, put it on a plate, and let it dry." And I went, "What?" Then he started laughing, so I knew he was lying to me. So he did have the dry mustard, so I'm using that. And dash of pepper, using that. Okay, gotta blend this, and then I have to put 1.5 cups of milk in with this. So, this is a 1 cup here, so 1.5. Blend that. And then when that's all blended, I have to pour it over everything and refrigerate it. I have to put paprika in it yet. I thought I'd be putting it in the top, but it calls for just putting it in now. So there's paprika here. I don't know how to open it. Guess it. Okay. Some paprika. Stir that around. And I'm going to pour it over everything I have here. So, get that all down in there. As I say, I will not know how this tastes unless my husband and my son come over, my daughter, because I don't eat seafood. So it says cover it and put it in the refrigerator. I can cook it right now, but I'm using it tomorrow for the food pantry. I thought I'd bring it and have them sample it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it. I'm going to put it in the refrigerator. And I'm going to bake it at 350 for 40 to 50 minutes. So this is what it looks like. Hope you can see that. That's the side of it. So that is the shrimp, the golden shrimp casserole. So I'm going to give you the ingredients, and you can write it down if you got a paper and a pencil, or if you can remember everything, which I can't. So here we go. It calls for 2 cups of shrimp cooked. It calls for 6 to 8 slices of day-old bread, trimmed, buttered, and cubed. Calls for half a pound of sharp cheddar cheese. Calls for 1/2 teaspoon of salt. 1.5 cups of milk. It calls for 1 can, 3 ounces of sliced mushrooms. But I got the little cans, and that's 4 ounces. I just threw all of it in. I drained the juice off and then threw the rest of the mushrooms in. 3 eggs. 1/2 teaspoon of dry mustard, which I'm going to have to go buy some, so I don't have to keep boiling it. A dash of pepper and a dash of paprika. You take your casserole dish, calls for a 2-quart casserole dish, and you grease that. So then you blend the shrimp, mushrooms, half of the breadcrumbs, and half of the cheese in the casserole. So you can see I did them in my cup here, measuring cup here, and then I threw it in my greased casserole. Then you top with the remaining cheese and breadcrumbs. After you put in the casserole, put the rest of the breadcrumbs and the rest of the cheese on it. You're going to add them, wait a minute, sorry. You're going to blend the 3 eggs and all the seasonings together, which is your salt, your dry mustard, your paprika, and your pepper. And then you add the milk, stir it up, and pour it over the top of everything. Cover and refrigerate if you're going to bake it the next day, which I'll be baking it in the morning before I leave. If you're going to, like I am, I'm baking it the next day, cover it very tightly and put it in the refrigerator. When you go to bake it, it's 325 degrees for 40 to 50 minutes. It says it's supposed to serve 6. I would give the lady's name, but when I do recipes out of this book or any of my cookbooks, I don't give the names unless I've asked the person, and I do not know this person, so I did not ask them, so I will not give the name to whose it is. But I'm hoping everybody will enjoy this when they make it and stuff, and I hope my family will, or people at the food pantry, because I know I won't. So thank you again for everything. It's nice to have people watching. Please, please go to my YouTube. Subscribe to my YouTube. It really, really helps me out a lot if you could do that. Because the more people I get, the better it is for me. So please, go to Yahoo and go to subscription and subscribe to me, please. Okay, thanks a lot. I'll try to get back and get some desserts going too in another day or so. I'll be talking before Memorial Day, so I started getting my stuff we have 30 coming for breakfast brunch. So I will be making some more stuff. So thank you for watching. I hope you all have a really, really good afternoon. Stay warm. Bye-bye.